Hello, roommaters. It's time for science. And yesterday we talked all about mollusks and seashells. Seashells are mollusks. Today I have a totally different topic. We're going to talk about seeds because we're studying about plants and the ocean. All right? So, before we learn too much about seeds, I always like to start with some songs. I'm thinking that those of you in room 7 last year, and maybe even some of the ones who are in preschool classes might know this song. It's called A Seed is a Flower's Intuition. Intuition is a big word. Intuition means when you kind of use your head and your heart at the same time. So you're going to see this for intuition, a seed. And when I do seed, I go, so seed. I have some seeds right here. They're so tiny. I'm holding a seed actually in my hand. You can't even see it. It's so tiny. So let's just go ahead and sing it. And the first time through, if you don't know it, just listen and watch and you're going to learn it if we sing it again and again. Okay, ready? A seed is a flower's intuition, the summing up of everything it knows. A tiny spark of energy filled with possibility, and miracle of miracles it grows. A seed is a flower's intuition, in the field or underneath the eaves. In golden sparks of knowing, the pattern of its growing will guide the seed in all that it achieves. Within the earth it sends down little roots, to catch the air it sends up little shoots, and with the fire of the sun the elements become a bud, then a blossom, then a bloom. A seed is a flower's intuition, containing all the flower knows and needs, and working every hour on how to be a flower is the intuition of the seed. Within the earth it sends down little roots, to catch the air it sends up little shoots. Consciousness folded up and folded and woken up is a bud, then a blossom, then a bloom. A seed is a flower's intuition, containing all the flower knows and needs, and working every hour on how to be a flower is the intuition of the seed, is the intuition of the seed. I hope some of you knew it and were singing along with me. Let's just take a couple of verses of it, and then tomorrow we'll sing it again. We'll start singing it in the morning circle too when we are on our Zoom, okay? A seed is a flower's intuition, and then the summing up of everything it knows. Tiny spark of energy, a tiny spark of energy, and then it's like a glass being filled up, filled with possibility, and then miracle of miracles, it grows. The second verse, a seed is the flower's intuition, and then in the field, here's the F, in the field or underneath the eaves. And again, golden sparks of knowing. In golden sparks of knowing, the pattern of its growing will guide the seed in all that it achieves. See, achieves is something that you get, you work towards and get. So some reason, I guess you make an A, achieves. It's achieves, okay? Let's do those two verses. A seed is the flower's intuition, the summing up of everything it knows. A tiny spark of energy filled with possibility, and miracle of miracles it grows. A seed is the flower's intuition, in the field or underneath the eaves. In golden sparks of knowing, the pattern of its growing will guide the seed in all that it achieves. Let's stop there. That's quite a bit, and I have no idea how it is for you at home. I have a second song, but I think we should hear a story first. Maybe we'll hear the second song at the end, okay? So the story is it's a classic story. And we have heard so many stories by Eric Carle. This is a really simple but lovely tale you could hear again and again, because that's the kind of stories Eric Carle writes. It's called The Tiny Seed. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. So you have to kind of always look for where is that tiny seed hidden in the picture. I'm not sure. It must be that last one there. That's really tiniest. Oh yeah, I think it's this tiny one here. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Lots of dangerous things for seeds. It's not an easy life to be a little seed, is it? Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. There he is. One seed drifts down into the desert. It's hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Seed is traveling a long way. Finally, the wind stops, and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it's winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch, but the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not see it. Now it's spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by. The sun shines. Rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now they're not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It's a big, fat weed. And it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small little plants, and that plant dies. So which one is the weed? I suppose this is the weed here taking over, which weeds will do. But the tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry, little seed. But finally, it starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and the springtime. One child doesn't see the plant as he runs along outside. Uh-oh, he breaks one, and now it cannot grow anymore. Yeah, that's the end of that plant. Didn't mean to, did he? But it happens. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and even a flower. Here's our tiny plant here. But what happens? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, and then a hand reaches down and breaks the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It's summer now. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It's taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. It's autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the ground and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens. Out come the tiny seeds that quickly sail far into the wind. And it all starts again. Now this book is mostly really true. It's kind of a fiction book, isn't it? But it's kind of the truth about seeds and flowers. But there was one thing I thought was really made up. What did you think was really not true? The big giant flower. Me too. But everything else about this is actually true. How seeds travel in the wind, how they die, how they get eaten by mice and birds. That's why plants make so many seeds. One plant can make so many thousands of seeds. Well, with our seed study, I thought it would be fun for you to have a kitchen hunt of seeds or a house hunt. Let me give you an example. I went in my kitchen and I didn't bring them all out, but I found a few examples. These are lentils. If you have lentils in your house, those are seeds. These are quinoa seeds. I love quinoa. Very, very tiny, tiny little seeds. And these are different colors of quinoa. You see all the colors? Really pretty seeds. Oh, rice. Did you know rice is actually a seed? It's not round. It's a different shape. How about pepper? My pepper mill here where I can grind the seeds. Peppercorns. This is the kind of pepper where it's still in the seed form and you grind it up to little tiny pieces. Pepper. Oh, and this, I got this on the shelf too. Nutmeg. Look at how big the nutmeg seed is. I love the smell of nutmeg. I bet you have a lot of those in your kitchen. Oh, what about this? Do you have a lemon? Do you have an orange? Do you have an apple? Okay, well, with somebody's help, I'm going to cut the lemon open. And, oh, I see a seed in there. I'm going to get the seed out for my collecting seeds. This lemon doesn't have a lot of seed. I'm going to dig around a little bit. I won't do that right now, but there are definitely lemon seeds in there. Then you could look through your cupboards, see how many different seeds you can find. You can make a little tiny seed collection if you want. Then tomorrow, what we're going to do is once you get your packets, for science, we're going to actually plant some seeds. And I have some green bean seeds here. Now, some of you ordered your own green bean seeds, and I have to tell you that I don't know which of you have green beans, so I went and bought some green beans for you in case you didn't get them. Did you know there's a lot of green beans? Some of you are going to get Kentucky Wonder Beans. And well, I think I mixed them all together. Some of them are big white seeds, like this. Some of the green bean seeds. Some are tinier white seeds, and some are brown. Actually, the seeds are brown, but they're all going to grow green beans. Another kind here is the Blue Lake garden beans, and another is called Blue Lake Stringless. So you and your packets are going to get green beans. Tomorrow I'll tell you about how we're going to do. You're going to also get sunflower seeds. You're going to plant them. So you're going to do some planting work. But I thought this would be a good time. So today, let me interrupt myself. You're going to hunt for some seeds. Have somebody help you. Mama, your daddy, your grandma, who's ever helping you with your homework. So you're going to look through the kitchen for seeds. But let's just have the other song because it's going to tell us a little bit about how to plant seeds. Okay, because you're going to get ready to plant your seed, you're going to need to know what seeds need. So the name of the song, What Does a Seed Need? So it starts like this. Tiny little seed growing in the ground. What does a tiny seed need? Give it space to grow, sunlight all around. Water it carefully. Every seed loves a fertile soil filled with nutrients that help it grow. And like every living thing, it loves the tender care we show. Tiny little seed growing in the ground, that's what a tiny seed needs. Did you hear when I talked about filled with nutrients that help it grow? Well, that's going back to when we studied about soil. Remember we studied about the humus, which was the soil that was underneath, where all the nutrients, all the minerals and good things, the rich things to help the roots. So compost, when Miss Adrian talked about compost is really like rich soil because all those leaves, rotting leaves and vegetables from our food that we put in the compost and move around and water it, it all breaks down and the worms help to make it rich soil. So that's the nutrients. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow for what you're going to do with your green beans. But I thought maybe it would be good to sing that song. So I think that's the end of our science lesson today. We will sing the seed as a Flowers Intuition during our morning circle. But maybe we'll sing it science tomorrow too. Okay? Thanks for joining me. Have fun with your seed hunt. Bye-bye.